Hello, I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm, and today I'm going to see if there's anything left to harvest. Since the 1st of June I've been keeping a count of everything I've harvested here, and this weekend marked just over £1,000 of food harvested and foraged from the garden. So that includes the fruit, the vegetables, salad leaves, the herbs, all of those things, and the meat, but it doesn't include the eggs. I thought at the end of the year I would just count up the number of eggs, because I actually count them every day, and just do a grand total at the end with the eggs. So £1,000. I'm so pleased. So that's 4.5 months to reach £1,000 of food. Harvested, eaten, stored away, all of those things, and I thought today we'd have a look round to see what is left to harvest this year. The first 4 beds as you come into the annual vegetable garden are in fact perennial vegetables. So in this bed and the one there is asparagus, but there is also this, which is ochre, and this is it's a little tuber. It's got a slightly lemony taste. I really like it. This won't be harvested for about another month, hopefully before the first frost, but you know, if it has one frost, that's not going to do too much damage. A really heavy frost will. So there's ochre in both of these beds. The raspberries over this side, well, they're doing very well. These are the strawberries that I cut back after they'd fruited in the hope that I would get a second crop of fruit. Well, they've grown back really well, strong and healthy. I have seen a couple of flowers here and there, but nothing that's actually going to give us a second crop, but we'll try again next year. And in this next block of 4, we've got parsnips here. I've lifted 2 of them, but I'm going to wait until after the first frost because they are better once they've had a frost. So I have a full bed of those to lift. And on this side are my purple sprouting broccoli, which won't be ready until probably just after Christmas. So there's that still to come. At the far end I sowed some more carrots and some beetroot, so hopefully those will grow large enough to have some sort of harvest this year. And in these 2 beds, the beans don't actually belong to this bed, they're the ones that are crushed in from the bed behind, but here under this green netting I've still got some Asturian tree cabbage and some red cabbages, and they're doing really well. And on this side it's a real mixture. There are parsnips at this end, there are a couple of lettuces that I sowed quite late on. I can see it's come away in 2 pieces, but that was a radish that I didn't get around to picking. I think the birds are going to be having a treat. It's so woody. I don't think it's something I want to eat, but I'm sure the birds will appreciate it. There's some Calendula seeds that are coming up for next year, and I'll leave those because I really like having calendula here. And then some broccoli and some carrots and leeks. And at the far end there are a few beetroot. So we're all mixed vegetable beds here, but most of those are still to be harvested. This bed, which is bed number 5, has got carrots and Swedes in it. And at the far end just a few leeks. So all of this is yet to be harvested, and all this can sit in the ground pretty much until we're ready to eat it. Some of the carrots I've noticed have got over big and have split and then been attacked by slugs, I guess. But at the moment these ones here are still looking pretty good. And the Greek gigantic beans, I'm about halfway through harvesting these. I'm only taking in a few at a time so that I can actually get them out of their pods and stored away. These are the very big beans, very big white beans. We do love these. I'm about halfway through those, so I would guess I've got about another 15 pounds of those, not with their pods, 15 pounds of the actual beans, but that's just a guess. The next two beds are empty, so this is bed number 6 on this side, 16 on this side, and 16 wasn't used this year, it's still been in development, so I'm putting lots of duck bedding on there, and old used compost is going on there, so still developing that one. And this bed is where I had the runner beans, and also some squashes have grown through it, but primarily it's where the runner beans were. So I still have to weed this, cover the soil, get some compost on top of it, and close that down for the winter. In this bed I've got plenty of rainbow chard and some beetroot, and I've sown some more rainbow chard. Hopefully that will come up in the next week or so, and I'll get those little plants in and let those grow through the winter as well. I don't know whether it's too late to try growing a bit of spinach too, but I'll give it a go. And in the next bed, under the green netting there, is my cabbage tunnel. Still plenty of cabbages there. I've had most of the red cabbages from it already, but there's plenty of Savoy and plenty of January King, probably more than we need, so some of them will go to the chickens, which they'll like. Bed number 17 is also empty. I put weed suppressing membrane over it in the spring. I'm going to leave that until next year before I lift it off, because the weeds there were really pernicious, unpleasant weeds, so that's just going to be left, and in the bed behind it. Well, that's been a real mixed bag, that bed this year. The broad beans were in it, they got eaten by slugs. I put the next lot of broad beans in. They got really severely attacked by black fly. We actually ended up, because it was so dry, they ended up getting almost no beans at all from it. Then I put sweet corn in there, and that didn't do very well. And then finally I put some squashes in there, and they've been great, but they went in probably towards the end of that heat in the summer, so they had slightly cooler temperatures, a lot of rain, and they have romped away. So I've now put some onion sets in there to sit there over winter, and hopefully they won't get eaten by slugs. They won't go too mushy in the frost, and that we'll actually have a successful harvest from that bed at some point next year. And the last 4 beds behind me, I've got strawberries in this one, there's kale in that one, so all the kales are yet to be harvested. This bed next to me had onions in it at the beginning of the year, and then it had sweet corn in it, and I have now left that for the winter, so it's had a really deep mulch of the used duck bedding, and that will be left to rest. And the last bed on that side has had corn and squashes in it, and it was only yesterday that I harvested after the squash. So likewise I'll tidy that up, get a good layer of compost on it, and that will rest for the winter. So that's £1,000 of food already harvested, and I'm fairly confident that by the end of May next year we will have harvested at least another £1,000 of food. It has been an incredible growing year. I'm delighted, and I'm really pleased that we will have a fairly constant supply of fresh vegetables out of the garden throughout the winter. Well, that's it for me today. I'm taking the raspberries in. It's time to go and have some breakfast. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again tomorrow.